Hello everyone, my name is Sine and today I will be sharing with you a picture book that I have chosen. It is titled The Beeman. It was written by Laurie Cripps and illustrated by Valeria Sis. Now, our picture book, The Beeman. The Beeman is a lovely picture book told through the eyes of a young child whose grandpa is a beekeeper and is known in town as the Beeman. The Beeman also speaks to the Sustainable Development Goals, such as goal number 15, which is life on land. It says, halt or stop biodiversity loss. Now, this speaks about protecting the environment and all the living things on land, the different plants and animals, including also our bees. The first page of our book, we are met by a lovely poem about bees. There wouldn't be sunflowers, wouldn't be peas, wouldn't be apples on apple trees if it weren't for fuzzy old, buzzy old bees dusting pollen from off their knees. Now this poem was written by Eliane Fisher. It simply tells us the important role that bees play in our ecosystem when they pollinate flowers, helping them to produce the delicious fruits that we love. The first page, we are introduced to the grandpa, who is the bee man. Here is my grandpa, who's known in our town as the bee man. Here is his jacket with zippered up hood that covers his face, just the way it should when he visits the bee man. Now here we are being introduced, or we are being told about the protective clothing that the bee man needs to wear every time he visits the hives where the bees are stored. And here are his gloves, made of cotton and leather, protecting his hands in all kinds of weather when he visits his hives. Here are the workers, 10,000 or more, who gather the nectar to bring back and store in honeycomb cells for the bee man. Now in this page, we are now introduced to the workers who are our honeybees. Now we are told about their role, that they gather the nectar. The nectar is what we use to make honey. Here are the house bees with swift moving wings that dry up the nectar a worker bee brings, making honey for me and the bee man. We are still being introduced, or we are still looking at the work of our honeybees. Now in this page, they are now drying up our nectar, making it ready for our honey by the bee man. And this page now tells us or shows us the final product. After our nectar has been dried up and the honeybees have finished with their work, now we have the final product. Here is the wagon filled up to the brim with bottles of honey collected by him and brought to the house by the bee man. Alright, now if you notice with our story, with every text that we read, right at the end or the last line, it always says by the bee man or says the bee man. In the end of our book, we are taken through the most important role of our honeybees, which is the process of pollination. Now, it tells us that honeybees are important insects. and without them, we wouldn't have many delicious fruits, nuts, and vegetables. Now, this last page of our book, it gives us details about the role that honeybees play in our ecosystem and how we benefit from the role they play. In addition, of course, to giving us honey, honeybees, they help the many different plants and flowers to produce their fruit and their seeds. I would like to recommend this book because 1. It highlights the vital or important role that honeybees play in our ecosystems. 2. The rhyming text makes it easy and fun to read, as well as the colorful illustrations are sure to keep the students engaged. Furthermore, the students will learn about also the work of the Beeman, what he does to make honey. And lastly, it is a nice book to read, especially in the springtime, because these are the days when the students will start to see more bees outside.